let's talk about the current heavyweight scene.
Ooh, where to start, eh?
Yeah. And who do we think is going to be who's going to be the king of the heavyweight division in 2017? So 1 year away. Who can we see get into the top? Where should we start? Let's start off with a couple of prospects that we think can get there, but they haven't got the resume yet to say they're the king.
Well, where can we start from then? Well, let's start with Joshua.
Right, Joshua. Blatant power. The power is just. Would we say he's got the most power from what we've seen so far? Is he the biggest puncher in the division?
Well, I've been having this argument with a lot of people this week, all over Facebook, Twitter, and all that. People saying, he should fight Chisora. Chisora, he's not ready for world level yet, he needs to be stepped up. It's all a load of bollocks. The way I look at it, if you're good enough, you're good enough. Fury's record weren't all that, let's be honest. Beat Cunningham, that was it.
Yeah.
We believed he was good enough. Me and you both, we bet on him. We both backed Fury to beat him. For some reason we just.
It does seem a bit like his stock fell after the Whyte fight a little bit, because people, even though we both rate Whyte highly, don't we? I still think that Whyte is a.
Well, I see
top
people
10.
saying how Chisora, Whyte's like close fighting that, but to me, I think Whyte beats him in a few rounds.
Yeah, Whyte beats.
Just like I think AJ will beat Chisora. Like people seem to think AJ is going to be a test.
Like somehow this is going to be a test.
Him, but
and this
they must be joking. That's not going past 2 rounds.
Yeah, the Joshua versus Chisora fight will prove how good Whyte really was to even get the 7th. Even though he was lucky to get to the 7th, let's be honest. But he had his moments in the fight. Wasn't
people
bad.
Not seen Chisora. All you got to do is
Chisora's going to get bowled over.
Go and watch Chisora's interviews over the last couple of months since he's been back on the scene again. He can't even talk properly anymore. He doesn't even seem like a normal person.
Yeah, his lack of movement will be his major downfall in the fight against Joshua, because Joshua just loves
he's perfect. All he does comes forward with a guard up. He's just one of them typical. He's just a journeyman now. He's a gatekeeper. That's all he is.
He's getting to that point. He's getting that way, isn't it?
David Price as well. Well, he's meant to be coming back now in April.
Yeah, man. I've always liked Price. I've always liked him because you feel for him, especially when the Tepper news come out about the drug testing and that made you got to feel for the geezer. You just got to feel for it. But his chin is just definitely chin. It's a bad chin.
But you worry about his chin, but then also you look at Thompson fights, he was gassed after 2-3 rounds as well. So chin and stamina is two major important things.
Lennox Lewis come in training, and we thought, here we go, might get the best out of him, and he ended up losing even worse the second time round.
Exactly. So
yeah, he's a worry. He's got
once
the power.
You get knocked out that devastating as well, it's very, very hard to come back. And
yeah.
You know, he's been stopped a couple of times now.
Yeah, I want to see the rematch him and Tepper.
I'd like him to come back.
That big fat Tepper, that big fat bum Tepper, because that Tepper, man, I can't stand the geezer. I just don't like him.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's a cheat. Yeah. But then Ortiz is a cheat. He's one of my favourite boxers.
Yeah, but we love Ortiz, man.
we give Ortiz a pass. We can allow it.
No, but we know Ortiz didn't even need to do that.
Yeah, this is what I was just about to say. The thing about Ortiz don't matter about the drug cheat, because I still am convinced he would have blood. It's not like he would have knocked him out.
That's what I mean. The level he was fighting at when he was taking the roids is the thing. It's like, obviously, I don't know, was he cheating throughout his amateur career? Has he got any more scandals as an amateur? I hadn't looked into it. And I don't really know exactly the story of what he's taken as a pro.
I don't know, but whatever he's taken now, fucking hell, he's going to be knocking out the whole heavyweight division soon.
Yeah, well,
I don't care if he's 36.
Yeah, I see him as the number one, sort of like.
If he fights
the number one under the radar heavyweight.
If he fights Shigeev or Brown winner, they're literally getting put in a coma.
Well, what is it? What the tournament? In it, he's got to fight.
I've seen a bunch of them, but then also I don't know. But you know where it is. David A will probably end up fighting the winner of Shigeev and Brown somehow. So it's all politics.
Because Frezequendo's already got his pass through in the tournament anyway. He's already into the.
Apparently, there's a contract dispute, which means he has to participate in it, even though he's terrible. He doesn't even deserve to even be in it.
He don't, does he? Let's be honest, man. But I'm pretty sure something to do with he's got some. He took him to court, or he was threatening court, or something like that.
That's what I read.
He wormed his way into the tournament.
Yeah, it's probably an out.
He ain't gonna get. Well, he's already in the semis, but think about it. Who is it he can face? Lucas Brown. Frezequendo.
Yeah. If he's out
is he an out Haven fighter? I don't even know. I honestly don't have a clue. It's just someone who's just gone off the radar, isn't he? He's old. He must be like 37, something like that. Yeah. But then when you look at the top 20 heavyweights,
the thing that makes me laugh about that is how Fury has to fight in reverse order. He has to fight best to worst to retain his belt.
And it would be best to worst. That's
but it's exactly like Klitschko has the belt for 10 years. When's this tournament's never been proposed of?
Yeah, oh man.
Now, since he's a champion, is it really that disgraceful to have a gypsy boxer as a world heavyweight champ? Like where you can't handle it.
It must be something like that. There must be a reason why they stripped him stripped him 10 days or whatever it was after the IBF. Martin takes it down.
And
Now they're saying Martin gets a whole year to defend.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Like, where does that embarrassment
Yeah,
they must feel embarrassed when they're doing these things. It's like we all know who the real champ is.
It's Al Heyman just won in boxing. That's what it is.
Al Heyman didn't care who won the other night because they're both his fighters, aren't they? Martin and Glazkov.
Nah, Glazkov's with.
But he was the one doing all the underhand.
Yeah, there's saying going on. He just controls it all, doesn't he?
Glazkov's been beat about 4 times, but somehow he got to a world title fight without even really legitly beat. Cunningham beat him. I don't care what else.
Cunningham was. Oh man, I felt sick after that fight.
Cunningham
clearly won, and let's be honest, Cunningham is not a great fighter.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's
cruiserweight.
Yeah, you see, he's just a pumped up cruiserweight. He's not. I wouldn't say he's dangerous for anyone. I mean, I could honestly all the prospects out there right now, like at least 10 prospects that would actually knock out Cunningham. No problem. No problem at all.
And Glazkov, I think
Glazkov seems to have. He's just got everything.
He's just got amateur record and
yeah.
He's got toughness. That's it.
Yeah, he seems to have like
such a crap
average
style.
skill, average everything. But it's just like even Martin was winning the other night in the first 3 rounds.
I see some people think Glazkov was winning the fight. It's just what fight was you watching?
Oh yeah, don't have a clue.
Martin was clearly winning that fight.
Martin,
just like
we don't know if Glazkov.
Don't get me started on the Wilder fight as well. I've seen some idiots on YouTube thinking that he was somehow winning
Boxing
that
Ego.
fight.
We've got to address it. Boxing Ego.
Oh yeah, Boxing. Who's the other?
Boxing Ego actually said that Wilder was winning that fight.
If you think he was winning that fight, you're either completely deluded on drugs or you was watching the wrong fight because he was clearly losing that fight.
Yeah, he was.
I had him winning about 3-4 rounds.
I mean, like I was not expecting Spielberg to come out looking like that, man.
No,
where did that come from? He come out there bobbing and weaving. He literally did Mike Tyson bobbing and weaving.
Every heavyweight trouble the way he boxed the other night.
Yeah, he would. It's just his like even though
didn't like that southpaw.
It didn't look like he was hitting hard, but even them little tiny hooks and that he was throwing, it still had Deontay Wilder leaning back onto the ropes and
wild swinging.
It just looked clumsiness. Oh, man, Wilder was missing horribly,
taunting and missing.
Yeah,
he was embarrassing himself, and then but he pulls it out, doesn't he? That's what Wilder does.
Yeah,
since he's been champ, he hasn't looked great.
So come back to the AJ. You'd have to probably say AJ and Wilder have got the most powerful
people
punches.
Say about AJ fighting Wilder, like AJ's too far off. He's not even European level. Blah blah blah. You put them in the ring tomorrow, and you tell me who you're putting your money on, because I'm sticking my money on AJ to beat Wilder.
What if you go off recent performances?
I'll put my money on David Haye to beat him. There's a lot of heavyweights I think will beat him. Ortiz fights Wilder. I am betting on Ortiz KO.
But
that southpaw style is just, he won't be out of hand.
Maybe these fighters that he's fighting, like the Duhar pass and that, maybe they're all like stepping their game up a bit because like
but then also,
they know it's for the world title. Maybe they're putting on.
But you can't be a world champion sit if reeling off 3-4 fights in a row fighting C-level fighters. It's just disgraceful to heavyweight boxing, in my opinion.
Yeah,
you've got to at least be chucking in every one or have a 15th ranked opponent, then fight your number 2 or 3. Do what Carl Froch's done. I've said this loads of times before. People say, oh yeah, you can't fight Povetkin too much, blah blah blah. But Froch was meant to fight his mandatory, couldn't. Just kept going down the list till he could find someone. He found Groves, and look at it, turned into the biggest British fight ever.
Look, if you look at the numbers, right, I'm not too sure what Wilder versus Spielberg the numbers were. But if you looked at Wilder versus, I think it was Eric Molina. Now he done.
David Haye got more views.
3. Yeah, he did. That's what I'm getting to.
More than double the amount in attendance.
I think he done 2.8 million something like that views on that, and that's on terrestrial telly in America. Yeah. David Haye done over 3 million views just in the UK.
I know.
And the UK's got not even. I don't think he's even got 10% of the population.
And they weren't no title fight. It was against maybe ranked 105. Croatian, Australian.
Yeah. So is Al Heyman really doing a good job? Is Al Heyman really doing a good job in promoting Wilder? Because how hard is it to promote Wilder as a fighter? He's had 34 knockouts, or was it 35? Is that his 35th knockout?
Don't care where
in 36 fights.
I think Shannon Briggs is more famous than him, and he's not even a champion. He's about 50 fucking 100. He's 45.
Yeah, what ranked on box rate?
No, that's his age.
He's
45, but he's like number 4 in the WBA rankings.
Oh man, what he's done. Shannon Briggs he's finished, man. He's finished.
But he'd probably beat him.
Nah.
Well, they're that scared of putting Wilder in with someone decent, losing out on their money, that it probably they won't fight Briggs. Like
I reckon he's going to.
I've seen all the excuses they pulled on Shannon Briggs, saying you're not old and you're past the age limit to be considered ranked or something like that, or some bullshit. Like I remember reading it all before, and Shannon Briggs ain't happy about it, but you know.
Yeah, but yeah.
Shannon Briggs would probably give him a tough.
I do think
Shannon Briggs would take him 12 rounds.
To be fair to Deontay Wilder, I do think he's going to take that Povetkin fight next.
I
think that will be next.
If he doesn't, to me that confirms.
And how would you see that fight going? Well, how would you see that fight going?
Well, if it goes the way he's fought against Bilka, Duhapus and Molina, I think he'd lose. In all honesty, I think Povetkin will knock him out because he just leaves himself way too open.
Does look like he's getting stronger.
It's not like, don't get me wrong. I think Povetkin can be outboxed at range and that easy, but
by the taller fighter, yeah. But
Wilder's too
Wilder
prone.
hasn't got that in him to outbox someone.
Too prone
like,
to going in clumsy with his wild shots and getting caught. Spilka's landed loads of them the other night. If that was any hard hitting boxer,
Oh,
he'd have
so-
been
and he
knocked
just
out.
landed
He'd have
with
been
taps.
sparked, clean out on that floor. And
Povetkin,
his belt would have been gone.
He is probably the most well-schooled heavyweight out there right now. His boxing ability is very. I don't know what happened in that Wladimir Klitschko fight.
Yeah,
He got knocked down about 10 times.
Yeah,
Just little
amazing.
taps. I don't even know what happened.
It amazes me.
I just don't know. I seriously don't know what what was going on in that
The
fight.
way, yeah, well, look at Mike. Not Mike Perez out quite bad, didn't he?
Devastating.
But then again,
Devastating.
Perez and then
First
Benitez.
person to stop Marius Whack. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Like
Povetkin's
that Marius
hungry.
Whack fight, yeah.
Povetkin's hungry.
I've seen people saying
You
about
just
how
don't-
it
I
wasn't
think-
a great performance, man. But I rated that
I
Marius Whack
think you
fight.
can just put that Klitschko fight down to an off day. You know, every boxer, like I said about Parker, every boxer has these off days every now and again. They don't perform to their best.
Yeah.
Or I think against Wilder, he really could shock him.
So
I think he could beat him
So
easy.
could you name about?
I don't
5
think Wilder will knock him out. I think if he beats him, he has to keep him on the jab and just outbox him. Say like how Fury
but
did against
just-
Klitschko.
I
He needs
just
to
can't
do
see.
that.
I can't see that happening.
I think that's his best.
Has Wilder got that in him to do that? It looks
Well,
like
he done it against Deverne. I think he boxed well against Deverne. That's the best I've ever seen Wilder fight apart from his
Yeah,
smack
that's
with
what I
his
mean. But
bums
that is
up,
his best performance by a long
yeah, it
shot.
is, and that's
But-
the best opponent he's fought.
Yeah,
So I mean, when he fights his best opponent, he goes
But
12
it's
rounds.
Deverne, man. I'm
Deverne.
not making massive on him.
That's what I mean. I'm not a massive fan of him, but it's his best opponent he's ever faced.
Yeah.
And he took him 12 rounds.
He
Yes,
did.
Deverne did get hurt quite a few times in that fight, but you know, he did take the power all the way through.
He did.
Any C-level fight is going to go down to some decent power, aren't they? Let's be honest. Joshua, every single person Wilder's fought, I would bet on Joshua to beat easy. Probably more convincingly, in all honesty.
Right. What about Joseph Parker? Where does he come into the mix then? By the end of in 2017 now, so we're thinking a year ahead. Who can he fight this year that will put him then into the mix then for 2017 potential title?
Yeah, I know
title
it's just
contention?
hard with him because you know he's not American or British, is he? So he ain't got the promoters behind him. So it's hard to tell where he's going to go, really. Like you say before about maybe Frank Warren having some interest in him, that'd be
he needs
interesting to see what happens.
He
with
needs
that.
something, or he needs some heavyweight like who's a decent heavyweight that needs to fight. I can't really think.
See, I'd like him to fight, like I said, Cunningham or
Antonio Tarver.
yeah,
Like
I was just about to say Tarver, but like anyone.
But these are all just do you know what end up being
Gatekeeper
like?
sort of boxers.
Yeah, they are gatekeepers there, but then it's just going to be another old man on his record.
Yeah, I know. But
Like who's a young dude that or fairly young
it's very rare they
that's
get matched
still
up against
decent.
fellow
Like
young
I
boxers.
just like David Price.
Yeah, I would like
Like that would
that's
prove
just
a
never
bit.
gonna
Oh, but
happen.
he'd definitely get knocked out. But I mean, like, it would be interesting to see him in there with someone big like that, yeah. Who can definitely punch, and maybe
Even Marius Whack, something like that. That's a test. Because you know Whack is durable.
Yeah.
So you've got to see how he can break him down. Can he
Yep.
break him down over the rounds, like you know, and then knock him out or whatever? Because that doesn't happen to him often.
No,
And
Marius
he's had quite
Whack,
a few
that's a good
fights.
fight. That's
Ustinov,
definitely
someone
a
like
good
that
fight.
who's durable,
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
who can take you.
That's who he's been linked with anyway, Ustinov. But now
see,
he's
I didn't
obviously,
know,
but now he's in that WA tournament. So
What about Hughie Fury?
oh yeah. I'm a fan of him. Like, I've always had question marks over his power, and that's something I can't. You have to look at.
I think power just comes natural. I think he's still young.
Yeah.
He boxes smart. I think I've got high hopes for Hughie. I'm not saying he's going to go and blast Joshua out, blah blah, because you see people talking reckless all the time and that. He's way behind when it comes to level of opponents and stuff. But he's doing his thing like Tyson did, you know, doing his
As a prospect,
thing.
I mean, he's going alright. What is he now? About 16,
Mick
17,
Hennessy,
you know?
I don't know what
And
it is,
he's
but-
had who's he beat? Rudenko.
When you look at Mick Hennessy,
He beat that Joel Jarias. He's had a few alright
People
wins.
give him no credit for that, but he come back after what 9-10 months out and beat Rudenko easy on
Yeah,
points.
and he found that we need.
And I'm telling you now, they wouldn't have been putting Joshua's and that in with people, someone like him that early in his career. I guarantee it.
Rudenko.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened because it's a bit risky.
Yeah,
He's not the greatest boxer.
He looked limited. Didn't
He took Lucas Brown's points in the fight before he fought Hughie Fury, and he could have won that fight. Like they were both
That
cut
does
up.
say it, that does
Lucas
say
Brown
so.
had cuts to both eyes. He was bruised up.
I would say
Hughie Fury come out unscathed, didn't have a mark on
Yeah,
him.
I would say Hughie's definitely ahead. Like
But
ahead of
Hughie
the other
fit-
prospects in terms of his boxing
And
skill.
obviously Hughie trained with everyone what Fury sparred with.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've seen from Peter Fury say himself, he was knocking out, who was it, knocking over Johnson, all them lot, and he was doing damage to them in sparring. Yeah. So you know,
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
when you're training with your cousin, the world heavyweight champion, you know,
yeah.
they've got to be doing you some good training. with him,
He does
haven't
all
they?
the same camps as him, man. Even if he's not fighting, he's in the same
That's it.
camp.
Yeah,
so-
to me, he hasn't got the knockout power, but I think that'll come natural. You've got to remember, he's still, 21 or something?
Yeah.
20, 21.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's still young, he's learning his trade.
His last was he's fought two times.
What's he now? 16, 17?
17, no. He fought 2 times at the end of last year. He fought against Zarate and
look how many people,
I can't remember the other geezer.
Look how many people pulled out on him.
Yeah, well. And that keeps happening, man.
He didn't even get to fight on his cousin's undercard because of how many people kept pulling out. 3-4 fights on that.
Yeah,
but now he's fighting in March again on the Blackwell Eubank undercard, so that'd be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah,
apparently it's a genuine top 10 contender who's fighting. So, and then he's going on to fight on the Fury Klitschko undercard again on the rematch card. So
they're looking ahead a bit then, because if they're fighting a top 10 contender, it can't be someone that great if they're already looking ahead.
It's a top 10 contender. Yeah, it's interesting.
But, well, who in the top 10 can they even match him with now? Right now, by top 10, do they go by? I don't even know what they go by. What organisation is Hughie ranked?
Demori's a top 10 boxer, but in the world he's ranked 105th. So now he's
by box rate. By box rate. That's what I swear. Like most people just go by box rate anyway, because
Demori was ranked 10th in the WBA. Then my nan should be ranked 9th or something because he was shocking.
He was shocking.
Like, anyone thought David Haye was going past 2 rounds with him, they don't know what they're on. They shouldn't even watch boxing.
You've seen me, I put a big bet on that first round KO.
Yeah, that was it.
I knew that.
I done the second round. I knew it wasn't going past 2, but I just thought he'd have him so fucked by the first, he'd knock him out in the second.
Haye looked, we can get on to Haye then.
Yeah,
Haye looked, I love that knockout was shit. The way he done
me, I've been very critical of Haye over.
I like the way he just turned his head into that right hand. Oh man, it was nice.
Think about Haye, he's always got the power in that there. Like Haye's definitely one of the biggest hitters in the division. It's just, is he back genuinely to come back and win world titles, or is he there just to make the money? Like you don't really know with Haye.
That's what the mate said in the post-fight interview with him.
I'm hoping he's back.
Can you remember his name? The guy that done.
Nah, but he was brilliant, David.
Yeah. I like that post-fight interview.
I've never seen anyone do a post-fight interview like he was doing.
Yeah. He was asking the questions
for everything.
And even when David Haye was like swerving the questions, he was still coming back to him. Like, are you coming back for money? We need to know.
I was loving it.
I don't really know why he had said that, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't know with Haye. Like, I do think at cruiserweight he was brilliant. I'm still, after all his heavyweight fights previously, I'm not massively convinced him as a heavyweight. You know, he didn't really beat anyone spectacular. Valiev, you couldn't have been any better matched up to beat someone like that. He had the speed. That's all you need to beat Valiev. Speed. That's all you need.
I don't know how
anyone with speed beats Valiev. As simple as that.
Yeah. Valiev. Go through Valiev's resume. He has not got a credible win on his resume. His best win was over John Maurice.
Yeah.
And like John Maurice is alright, but it's
Valiev is just like he was with Shigeev. He's just one of the people who just fights, gets his record built up. He doesn't really fight big names.
I think Shigeev's right. He hits hard.
Right. Yeah,
he hits hard.
I think Shigeev's definitely obviously more skilled, but I think with him it's the
He's
same
old
thing.
man.
If Shigeev gets in there with David Haye, any of them, he gets knocked out. That's where it's going to be.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe not.
If you go on to BoxRec, and go to look at the top 20 heavyweights right now, there is at least 15, about 12 to 15 fighters that are all over 35. They're all 37, 42s, 43s.
Oh yeah.
Like it's unbelievable, and that's why like whenever people ask me, who's the best heavyweights? I can't go by the guys that are on BoxRec because I'd rather say a prospect over these guys, even though they've proven more. But it's just like you don't find they're not even exciting to watch. I mean, like me and Mansour, we got him fighting against Dominic Brazil tonight. He's 43.
That's another one. Dillian Whyte.
Well, we'll get on to Dillian Whyte.
What do you think about Dillian Whyte?
I'll rate him. We said it earlier.
Well, what did we both say before? We didn't like the fact that he was going in with Joshua too soon because we both.
Yeah,
believe Whyte is a genuine contender.
Yeah, people wanted to say it's a grudge match. People and Dillian chatting load of shit about it. He was building on that fight. But I mean, I still feel like all most boxing fans they know it was at the right time.
Dillian Whyte, I do seriously believe he can beat a lot of the heavyweight boxers out there.
So do I.
But I just think Joshua is
more to learn.
I'm not going over the top about Joshua because I've not even ever been his biggest fan. But Joshua was just a bit he was better than him. It's as simple as that.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'll rate Dillian.
It's just sad for Dillian because I think that fight come at the wrong time for him because I think he's a very decent boxer.
Yeah.
He's definitely trouble and he'll trouble.
He's decent, man.
People saying he should fight Chisora and that, they're mad because it's just you can't even compare. People compare them. It's just for me, they're not the same.
I don't know that comparison at all because
I think Dillian Whyte fights him, he beats him.
Dillian Whyte's got a good jump. He's got a good left hook, man. He's got that left hook that he can rely on.
I give him credit. He took Josh for 7 rounds and he was the first person to
first
boxer to actually come in the ring, not defeated already.
Okay,
he come in believing he can win the fight.
Let's name another heavyweight that can take Josh for 7 rounds who's not ranked in the top 5 because there's none. There's none. That is why I would put Dillian already as for me a top 10 heavyweight. Even though
if you used to put Dillian with even. I don't know, I was going to say Fury then, but he'd probably give Fury a tough fight. He'd give him a hard match fight.
I'm expecting Fury to win that fight.
Yeah, jabbing.
Yeah, I would expect Fury to win that fight, man. But I would just be worried for him, 24/7 worried for him, thinking, is he going to get that same Cunningham, that repair, that Cunningham shit? Because let me tell you something, if he was doing all that stuff he's doing against Wladimir Klitschko, all that showboating and that against Joshua's fast. He's got fast hands. He's faster than Wladimir. Yeah, and he would put one on. He would put one on Fury, and he'd let him know that like you can't start doing all this shit around me because you're gonna get flattened.
Yeah.
I think.
I do like Dillian Whyte though. I just hope when he comes back he gets a little record, like gets that record up.
Yeah, he's got some rebuilding to do.
Just stays away from this crap with Joshua.
Who else?
Just go and do your own thing. Do what Fury done. You know, he had his thing with Chisora, and then he just went off, done his Channel 5 thing, had a fight out in America. And look, in the end, Mick Hennessy delivering him a world title. Just you know, people can say he's finished whatever, but they're not. Chisora ended up getting a world title fight before Fury, and Fury beat him. You know what I mean?
Is there any other heavyweights that we ain't spoke about yet?
Klitschko.
Oh right, yeah. Let's get to the big man
What
himself.
do you think about Klitschko?
He's done. He's finished. He's actually. I don't care. I'm actually going to say this right now. Right, he is. As a record, if you look at his record and look at the things he's achieved, yeah, it looks impressive. But to the people that have actually watched the fights, and
I've never been bored in my life watching a heaveweight.
Yeah. His
He
best
killed the
wins.
heavyweight division
His
for
best
me.
wins have come in recent years. Yeah, the Pulev win was very impressive. Yeah, he just destroyed Pulev, but God knows what Pulev's doing.
Yeah,
just stood there like a dummy.
This is the thing. Me and you both talked about Pulev fight, and it was like we thought. Well, I thought Pulev was stupid. The way he just kept standing right in front of him. You know,
what is he doing there?
He's only got jab and straight. That's all he does. He does them 2 punches and clinches you.
Yeah.
So he was literally doing the wrong thing. Whereas Fury moved around the outside, caused him all sorts of trouble. But the Jennings fight. After I watched the Jennings fight, what was I like?
Povetkin fight. You got to call it the Povetkin fight.
No, I'm on about the yeah, I know, but I mean after I see the Pulev fight, and then I think it was Jennings fought after, didn't it?
Yeah.
After I watched the Jennings fight, I was 100% convinced that Fury was going to beat him because it was terrible to watch. It was absolutely awful, and I just thought, how has this bloke reigned for 10 years?
Yeah, it was, and Fury built up to that
But then
fight.
I thought the reason he's reigned for 10 years
wins.
is because the heavyweight division has been shocking. That is why. Simple as that. People might regard him as a legend, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, but for me, it ain't.
No,
he ain't for me.
Yeah. Let me say something. When we're talking about all-time heavyweights, if
me,
we're talking
he's
about
very far down
so
the
you
list.
can only put him on the list if you're going by
his name,
his
you can't
record, and
compare.
things like that, and his longevity as a champion. Because obviously
I could
he's
just go
joined
to
Joe
the
Lewis.
90s where you just had Lewis and Tyson. Like their record, you can't even compare Klitschko's record against theirs. It's just impossible.
Wins wise, yeah, I know what you mean. He just done what he can in this era, I guess. But he's he's a
People
defensive fighter.
People can blame the era, but for me, if you had good even if he was in the 90s era, he would never have built a record up like that. He got knocked out by a lot of boxers in that era.
He
would. He ain't that great.
Yep. He fought against it. The 90s
Fury beat him easy. For
beat.
me, Fury didn't even box at his best, and he still beat him easy. Fury was taunting, fucking around and that, like, and Jim, halfway through the fight, he had it as a draw. I had Fury winning near enough every single round.
Well, at the end of the fight, he had it as a draw, didn't he?
Oh,
it was unbelievable. Whatever it was.
Jim Watt should never be allowed to do scorecards ever again.
It's just one of them things, isn't it?
He's just so biased all the time. I don't know why he does it all the time. It's weird. I find it odd.
Yeah, so Klitschko, I reckon he's done. After this rematch, Fury's going to beat him even easier this time. I think he's knock him out this time. I really do reckon he's going to knock him out this time.
Well, yeah, I've always said I still don't think he'll take the rematch, but it looks like he's going to prove me wrong. But I'm not too sure really.
When we weren't too sure he was even going to take the first fight, man. We thought he was going to try some shit, didn't we, to get out of that one?
Yeah. I really thought he did. I thought, if anything, his brother would come out and fight Fury in a rematch. That's what I thought.
His brother, man.
He was more pissed off of him than Vlad was after the fight.
Was just, why was he fighting so scared? He was leaning back with his hand.
That's what happened.
Don't hit me. He was like, mate, Fury doesn't have that devastating power anyway. Take a few hits, get in there on the inside, rough Fury up, grab him, do all that stuff you love.
It was embarrassing.
He only has the when he has the edge in a fight. That's when he's dangerous. As soon as he smells fear on a fighter, that is when Wladimir.
I don't think Klitschko liked the fact that Fury didn't. Every single boxer Klitschko's fought before Fury have gone there already defeated. He's had how many times? Imagine how many fights he's been doing all this dodgy stuff with the ring mat, the gloves. And that. He's probably been doing it to every single boxer because they've not come there. Fury went there, got in his face at press conferences, everything. He showed him he had no fear.
Yep.
And I think that scared him in a way. People say he was calm. People thinking, Vlad was really calm in press conferences. He weren't fazed by Fury and all that bullshit about fucking therapy and all that. But I think he was rattled. And I think once he got in that ring, I think it hit home and Fury just Because he
trying to
was
talk up the
frozen.
fight.
He was just
He
frozen.
looked shit in the Jennings fight. Really, he was.
The
fighting.
Jennings fight, that's what convinced me Fury wins the fight.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to beat him because of that.
Fury come off a pretty
And
solid.
what happened?
The Chisora win was
We're
just
not bullshitting,
ridiculous.
we both bet on it and both
Yeah.
won some money off
Yeah,
it.
we
You know
did.
what I mean?
We did. Yeah.
And it weren't just betting on that, bet on points.
Yeah, bet on points because he ain't gonna knock him out, man. Fury he ain't got devastating power.
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
it. But if it was someone else, I think Ortiz beats Klitschko. If they fought this week, I would put my money on Ortiz to beat Klitschko. Yeah, and on that note, I have to leave it there. Like, subscribe, and tune in for the next vid.